Dr. Kachi Steve Nwoga was born into the illustrious Nwoga family of Umezuo Umokrika Ahiazumbise on the 23rd of November 1968. He is a medical doctor, public health physician, an ICT professional, an academia, a business development and public sector consultant, international e-leader, an acclaimed sports enthusiast, and a community leader.
Dr.Kachi Nwoga is that very ordinary and simple man who was born during the Civil War. But somehow, when I was born, good things also came the way of the family. There was something called relief in those days. That's their story, though. It was like I wasn't there. My earliest memories of myself, my mom, who was a teacher, had been taking me to school and told me I was in school. Little did I know that she was simply dropping me in a class based on the times. I was not up to the age to start school. But the class she was dropping me happened to be primary one. And I was enthusiastic and I was going like other children. Someday the teacher said we would write exams, and I was happy to write exams. I went to the teacher after the exams and I asked my teacher, and my teacher said I passed. So I was happy like other children that passed. Only for the next year, for my mom to now formally register me in that same class. This time I was registered to be in primary one. And so she dropped me and said, that's your class. So I went in there, saw the same teacher. I ran out of the class and ran straight to my mom's class. I said, you dropped me in the wrong class. I passed that class. My mom said, well, you weren't exactly in the class. And I said, no. The teacher told me I passed. So I know I passed. So take me to where all those who passed that class, where I'm not going back to the class that I passed because the class is for those who didn't pass. And my mom was perplexed, and she went to the teacher to say, how do we tell the young man he has not really started? And the teacher said, he actually wrote the exam, and let me tell you, he passed that exam like other people, so I think he has a right. And so that's how I was moved straight to primary two, and that's where I actually formally started school.
Essentially, all his education in Nigeria were at premier institutions. He had his primary school education at the renowned Ikenebu Primary School, Owerri, in 1979, from where he proceeded to the elite Federal Government College, Okigwe, in 1979 to 1984. He graduated and qualified as a medical doctor from the prestigious University of Nigeria, Nsukka, UNN, from 1984 to 1990 with an NBBS. He obtained a postgraduate certificate in hemodialysis at the Jos University Teaching Hospital, Juth, and also at the National Hospital, Abuja. From the Legacy University, The Gambia, he acquired a diploma in epidemiology and a master's degree in public health from the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Futo. In 2007, he attended the Leadership International Institute in Virginia, USA, from where he received a certificate in e-leadership. As an ICT professional, Dr. Kachi Nwoga is a Netcom certified VSAT engineer, Siemens certified ICT engineer with proficiency in HiCom 110 series, Hypath 300 and Primergy Blade server. He also holds a certificate from the Chinese Cooperative Medical Scheme.
I'll be honest with you. My mother wanted me to be a doctor. I think there was some influence in the sense that my family is a large family. My family has had just about everything there is to have. There was one thing that was missing from the Nwoga family. The Nwoga family had never produced a medical doctor. So in all the professors, reverend fathers, monsignori, ministers, by the way, right from the First Republic, traditional stool, but no medical doctor had come out of the family. So maybe that's why my mom wanted me to be a doctor. And she somehow steered me. And I guess it was a bit easy to steer me because the ingredients required were physics, chemistry, biology, and all that. I was already good. I was already a science person. And I'm grateful for that.
Upon his graduation from medical school, he underwent his internship as a house officer with the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital (UNTH) Enugu in 1991, and then performed his NYSC from 1992 to 1993 at the General Hospital Owerri, now Federal University Teaching Hospital. The next year, he became a senior African research physician to David Medical Foundation, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA. Thereafter, he joined Chapel Group Specialist Hospital, Owerri, and in 1995, after 4 years, he honorably resigned as a senior medical officer in order to take up the position as a personal assistant to the Federal Commissioner, Federal Character Commission, Abuja. He served on this position from 1996 to 1998, when he was made the medical director, Vaccine World Africa.
I was trained by the best. My lecturers were the best. Not just, they were the best in the world. This was a time when people would study abroad and come back to Nigeria to give service. I was a beneficiary of that. And that's what gave us confidence to go anywhere in the world. And that's why we're the best anywhere in the world we go today. I also realized, having studied systems across the world, that some of what Nigeria was doing are not exactly sustainable. So yes, we had it good, but we didn't have adequate systems in place to ensure sustainability of what we have.
Having practiced medicine at several hospitals, he decided to embark on the next phase of his new studied career by equipping himself with relevant multiple certifications and trainings on ICT by the industry leaders Siemens, Intelsat, and Netcom. This became instrumental later for the founding of MedSoft Nigeria Limited, his company, which got into ICT and medical partnership with the German engineering giant Siemens.
I got into this because I was trying to get an equipment supplier where we could maintain equipment with, and that's how I got, into Siemens, trying to get into Siemens Medical. The initial plan, which was to train me to take over Siemens Medical, didn't quite materialize for some political and social reasons I may not have to talk about here. But the training I got had now exposed me to information and communication technology, as at that time. And it wasn't common in Nigeria. I slowly became proficient. In fact, I became Siemens certified. Went and started installing VSATs. Got certified too, got Intelsat training. My world changed, more or less.
Furthermore, he enmeshed himself, both formally and informally, with other relevant reputable technology companies across the globe, including High-Tech, USA, Totnora, Israel, etc. He has also undergone and completed leadership training from the Leadership Institute, Virginia, USA. In 2009, he was one of the 2 Nigerian physicians selected for special training in Taiwan, China by the Chinese government on rural healthcare delivery, focusing on the new Chinese cooperative medical scheme, which comprises a reimbursement scheme based on electronic medical records, tracking along with the electronic health monitoring and alert system of China. The knowledge and expertise he gained from the China training is partly expressed in his well-articulated star paper presented in the 2008 Nigerian Health Promotion (HEPRAN) Conference, which was titled Electronic Disease Notification, a Must for Nigeria.
More or less. I got into technology, much more into technology. I'm always looking for solutions. So for each time there's a challenge, I start looking for solutions. Technology is something that attracts you when you're looking for solutions. And I started finding solutions for most things inside technology. The biggest challenge you have are management and economic issues. So what do? I apply technology to solutions, management and economic solutions. Participate in designing systems and getting the systems to life. I'm happy to say that I've been behind a lot of innovations in technology, running even today and with verifiable results. I may not be getting what is commensurate because sometimes I throw everything I have into trying to find one solution. That's the problem with a restless mind. But I enjoy being able to get a solution to anything.
Restless and eager to explore a different industry, but not entirely leaving the medical field, Dr.Kachi Nwoga moved to become the managing director of ConamNet Limited, an NCC-licensed VSAT company which was at the forefront of the burgeoning IT revolution in Nigeria at that time. Consequently, years later, he took up another assignment as a director, Nigdel Communications Limited, an NCC local exchange operator in Bayelsa State. Not only did he sharpen his capacity as an ICT consultant, he prepared himself to apply the knowledge gained to the medical field. This also contributed in founding Medsoft Nigeria Limited, a technology solutions consultancy company that provides services for public and private corporations, including the federal and state governments. This is in addition to stellar world-class institutions like the World Bank. Her flagship software branded Medsoft is leading electronic medical records EMR software in Nigeria. In 2006, he was engaged by World Bank as a consultant for the UBE Data Center project in Katsina State. He remained the managing director of Medsoft until he was called into service in Imo State. First, as special advisor and senior technical assistant to the then governor of Imo State in 2011. Then as chairman Ahiazum Bise local government area in 2012 and the mayor of Owerri in 2013. In 2014, he was appointed the CEO of the Imo State government-owned utility Imo Power and Water Company Limited.
I am a driver. I am a servant. Going over the years, when a governor spends all the time being a leader of everybody, that's a distraction. You can't work. We have had it all broken now. When you become governor, you appoint local government chairman because you can see that nobody allows a free and fair local government election to hold anymore. I want to be a chief servant. I want to be the man that this is the movement of the institution from here to here. They have a problem when it gets to here. They call on the governor. The governor says, no. Let us solve this problem so they can continue to go. I don't take over the steering and say I'm going to drive all 700 cars. Oh, come on. It has never worked anyway. And it will never work.
This outstanding intellect has performed exceedingly well in every sphere of human endeavor that he has been involved in. Dr.Kachi Nwoga is the MD of Ripple Wave Healthcare Services, in addition to being the chairman and CEO of Medsoft Nigeria Limited. He is also the executive vice president of the Next Zone Group. He is an executive director of Hybrid Cowrie Nigeria Limited, a fintech company. He is also a consultant to the Abia State Economic Advancement Team, ABIT, and also had consulted for the Anambra Economic Think Tank, ANET, up until March of 2023.
And it is not theory. We have piloted it, we have practiced it, and there are results. But recall that I have been consultant to at least 6 states, and the results are verifiable. In the states neighboring to us, that state, go and find the calmest state in the southeast. In the past 2 years, with my team, we ran a project in that state. That state used to be the headquarters of kidnapping and used to be the headquarters of agitation. In the past 1.5 to 2 years, no kidnapping, nobody has been killed by agitation. How did it happen? It's simple, just 1 out of 100 programs that we're allowed to run. The same people on the streets using technology not only are able to earn for themselves, but generated last year a net of 1.4 billion for the government that they were working for, earning almost 300 million themselves.
Dr. Nwoga is serving as the Vice President of the Imo Economic Summit Group IESG, as well as a visiting lecturer to the Legacy University, the Gambia. He's also a director, Central Medicare Owerri, an independently managed multi-specialist clinics. He expertly served at APC Presidential Convention Committee in 2014, where he pioneered the first ever electronic accreditation in Nigeria internal party elections.
I told them that until labor connects properly with education, we'll keep having this problem. You have a Ministry of Labor. I think sometimes they think the only job they have is to be looking for industrial crisis and be mediating. That shouldn't even be coming up. What do you do on a day-to-day basis as Minister of Labor? You do on a day-to-day basis is to seek the skills that are required by those employing all around you and all across the world, and to work with education to design curricula that can prepare people for all those jobs. Run them now through your schools. Put people through there and connect those people to those jobs. That's how it works.
In the 2015 general elections, he was State Director, Imo Situation Room. He was also a governorship aspirant in 2018. He is a member Nigerian Medical Association, member American Public Health Association, and co-founder Institute for Public Health Nigeria (IPHN). He is member David Medical Research Foundation USA and member Health Informatics Unit (APHA). His numerous works in public health has also been recognized and recently earned him the prestigious academic fellowship of the Society of Environmental and Public Health of Nigeria (FSEPHN) and is currently Vice President South of the association.
I know most of those running for governor, fine gentlemen in their own right. I have personal relationships with many of them. Nothing against them personally. In fact, there are some of them I admire for different things. Now, placing them in Imo, present day Imo, and placing them to get that result of where I want Imo to be and where I know Imo can be is where the gap has come in. People have run Imo up to the present. They have all tried. Let me tell you, they have done their best. And I really do not have it at the back of my mind that there is somebody who has run Imo who wanted to run Imo down. I think they all wanted to get Imo right, including the present. But the problem is that Imo is still not right. You can't continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. So I want to do something different. That's why I'm asking for an opportunity.
Dr. Kachi Stephen Nwoga's unblemished and meritorious service in government is a testament that there can actually be selfless, dedicated service in government in Nigeria, where visible and viable dividends are its hallmarks. As TC chairman, he procured high-yield cassava variety for rural small-scale farmers in Ahia Zumbise from NEPAD. He awarded the construction of a total of 15 kilometers road in Ahiazu local government area, new hospital project, reactivation of water scheme in the LGA headquarters, control of Ihitubi erosion menace. He astutely made it possible for Ihitubi erosion sites to be captured in the federal government budget for 2013.
Why do you think people become governors and become unpopular? If you appoint 700 town union leaders, do you know how many people you have excluded? But if a town union genuinely elects somebody who is popular among them and I adopt them, I have taken the entire town with me. I have a history on that. As a leader of a political party, right down to my own ward and all that. And I said, oh, well, give us a list. I said, I don't give no list. I never give a list. Go and elect. Go to the field. Stand behind your man. Because when you stand behind him, you will support him. But when I appoint him, I'm the only one who will support him.
For security, Dr. Nwoga established the Central Vigilante Group under the Imo Security Network. This development ensured a drastically reduced crime rate in and around the local government. As the mayor of Owerri, he commenced the Aladima mini water scheme located at the Owerri Club premises, which will serve the housing estate of Aladima and Ikenebu environs with metered portable water 24 hours a day with good water pressure. He also saw to the overhaul of temporary mayoral office. He inaugurated the Joint City Service Committee, first of its kind. The idea was to have a unified, organized approach towards urban renewal and rehabilitation.
And let me tell you, that program could be done to be tripled, multiple, 10 times. We didn't even scratch or estimated at that point. In that particular one sector out of 100, we were doing about 15% of our capacity. I wasn't governor, I was just one side consultant on the side. Limited powers. And you can tell me that when I have an opportunity that I use to work with development partners and generate over $50 million for another state, and the state even has to win an award in Washington. Do you know what $50 million is doing? It's running a whole new project, a whole new program that has its own chain. Now, make no mistake about it. The federal program impacts a whole lot on job creation, right, and unemployment. That's actually even the most important. But even as a state, we have not scratched what we should scratch. There is so much going out of the state. Do you know that this state is still importing jobs, importing workers?
For the very first time, the city of Owerri enjoyed the regular and unobstructed removal of refuse. This was achieved by daily night-time deployment of payloads and lorries. Development of community and neighborhood sports arenas. About 20 sports, badminton, volleyball, basketball, football, track and field events, etc. are involved in this scheme, with the arena marked by the youths of the area under supervision of the mayoral advisor on sports and with the full complement of goalposts, hoops and nets. Sportswears and essential equipment were provided. The pilot scheme is at Old St. Patrick's in Ahiazu, Mbise.
Housing projects in that village. And when you count how many people working and delivering those projects, how many of them are from Imo State, you discover that they are importing people to do plastering. They're importing people to do POP from Cotonou. They're importing Ghanaians to lay tiles. They're importing people from the western part of the country to do screeding and plastering. They're importing, and meanwhile, you're in a state where people are looking for jobs. And you're telling me, as a chief executive, you can't think of the program to become a donor of those kind of jobbers. Because when I give you those skills, you go through the project, then you have become an asset, not only to yourself, but even outside. Let me tell you, what stops Imo from being the state that is producing teachers for the whole country? What stops us? What stops us from running American curriculum and supplying nurses to America? Do you know it can happen? India did a thing like that. I understand what they did. I proposed it before. So we, on the whole, can become a net supplier of workers.
As the managing director and general manager of Imo Power and Water Company, he was able to reactivate some major water schemes in Ebada, Olu, Ekenguru, and Ebu. Upon reactivation, these schemes were able to generate funds on their own without any form of government support. They were able to pump water for distribution to consumers and as well sell to commercial water tankers. He also initiated a partnership with development agencies and the federal government into rural water sustainability projects.
As a government, you have to talk about how do you generate 6 billion naira minimum is what you require to run the state properly. How do you generate it every month without increasing taxes? A promise I'm making now that I can do. How do you ensure that if you have 260 schools, that each class is being taught, that you have teachers distributed in all the subjects that they should be teaching this year nearly 1 million children in these basic schools? How do you ensure that their 600 health centers are functioning and serving the purpose of the communities they're supposed to serve? Look at Imo State, health insurance. How many years? Donkey years now. We're talking about health insurance in Imo, and it can't take off. The local community health, oh no, come on. How will it take off when you're appointing and appointing and appointing? Over the years, I'm not talking about just one administration, I'm talking about over the years. The governor, in their bid to be leader of everybody, their own understanding of leader is to appoint everybody. Hell no. Nwoga will appoint no traditional ruler. Nwoga will appoint no traditional leader. Nwoga will appoint no local government leader. I will appoint no ward leader. Let everybody emerge from their own systems, and they will tell me the truth. Because the people that put them there, tell them when you see the governor, tell them XYZ. And that's why the same structure can call me to order and hold me by the shirt and pull back and say, no, governor, that's not what we asked you to do. You're going the wrong way. And the worst thing that can happen to anybody is somebody who nobody can pull back and say, you're going the wrong way. That's a disaster that is sure to happen.
Dr.Kachi Nwoga is an avid lawn tennis player and sports organizer. He is the patron Standard Tennis Development Club Owerri, fellow Eastern Nigeria Interclub Tennis League, and an honoree of the Confederation of African Football. He plays drums, keyboard, flute, accordion, and the xylophone. Dr.Kachi Nwoga is the traditional Prime Minister of Umuokrika, Mbise, whose paternal grandfather was the first traditional ruler, Eze of Umuokrika.
I think that all of us as children understood the circumstances of our home, and we were very, very humble about everything we did. We never ever tried to show or indicate or even try to follow those who wanted to express that they had, And we didn't even mind that, oh yeah, oh Nwoga. No, yeah, the family is big, the family has all kinds. But my own parents are civil servants. I mean, they are educated civil servants and very disciplined civil servants. Like my father, who was an accountant, but even rejected a post into the sub-treasury because he didn't want to be corrupted.
As a scion of royalty, the amiable doctor holds his family's ancient princely title of Odengalome and is also an executive member of the prestigious Eze Jimbise. He is married to engineer Xaviera and they have 4 children.
I got married to the love of my life in the year 2001. I graduated in 1990. Incidentally, I became a doctor at what you might consider a young age. I was 21 when I became a doctor. As I moved through life, I had the freedom. Something happened. Most of my friends were much older than me, and that somehow curtailed me. So my friends would tell you I didn't have a youth. Somebody said they never saw me in a nightclub. I said, the time you were talking, I never even knew there was a nightclub. Because the people I was operating with had somehow given up on some of those things and facing more serious things in life. So I started facing more serious things in life with them. In fact, that is what influenced even what I do today. If you want to know a man who has been blessed by God, you look at his wife, you look at his home. For all the ups and downs I have been through, for all the things I still wish to do and I haven't been able to do, one thing I can judge the love God has for me is that He gave me my own wife. He gave me Xaviera Onyinye, who has found a way to accommodate me and manage me and make me feel that I'm good enough to be a husband. So when I thank God every day for His love for me, that's the first thing I thank God for. If you've ever heard of Wanyakam, go down. That's my wife. So despite everything and all that we do, my wife is producing. She produces akamo, and her akamo sells like hotcake. Even people order from abroad, produce wet, produce dry, produce semi-dry. The technology of akamo has become a different.
A committed practicing Catholic, he is a Knight of St. John International. Dr.Kachi Nwoga is a Rotarian of repute and a Paul Harris Fellow. He is also a health advisor of the Nigerian Red Cross, a patron of Joint Association of Disabled Persons, a patron of NSCDC, and a trustee of Pro-Life Association of Nigeria. A man of many hats, he is the state chairman, Imo State Parents Teachers Association, PTA. Publications: 1. Strategic Development of the Nigerian Medical Association. Introduction of Electronic Doctors Registration. 2. Common Skin Infections among Secondary School Students in Mbise, Imo State. Nigeria Proxy Predictor of Environmental Hygienic Standards. The Social Sciences. Section 4, Subsection 2, page 223 to 228, 2009. 3. Evaluation of Environmental Sanitation in Owerri Municipal Council of Imo State. Research Journal of Medical Sciences. Section 3, Subsection 4, page 137 to 140, 2009. 4. Common ocular problems in Aba metropolis of Abia State, Eastern Nigeria. Pakistan Journal of Social Sciences, Volume 6, issue of 2009. 5. Prevalence and predictors of antisocial behaviors. A cross-sectional survey of adolescents in secondary schools in Owerri Municipal, Southeast Nigeria. Pakistan Journal of Social Sciences, Section 7, Subsection 2, page 129 to 136, 2010. 6. Perceptions on the use of insecticide-treated nets in parts of the Imo River Basin, Nigeria. Implications for preventing malaria in pregnancy. A Journal of Reproductive Health, March 2010, Section 14, Subsection 1. 7. Improving Disease Reporting System in Nigeria. A case for introducing a sustainable electronic surveillance system. Paper number 25 650523. Presented at the American Public Health Association, the 139th Annual Meeting and Expo, Washington, D.C., October 2011. Ladies and gentlemen, the gubernatorial aspirant under the platform of the Action Democratic Party, ADP, for the Imo State November 11, 2023 gubernatorial elections, Dr. Kachi Stephen Nwoga.